So I'm going to work through a couple of problems with you on this Simplifying Radicals worksheet. This worksheet is the homework for Tuesday, and it is underneath the material for the week. It will be listed as 2B because this video is listed as 2A. So just working through a couple of problems, practicing them with you. And you can write the problems down as we're working through them just on lined notebook paper. I'm going to look at a couple of the ones in the far right column. So if we start with number 3, we have the square root of 200. This one we don't have to perform an operation, meaning we don't have to multiply them first. Our goal is just to find two numbers that divide into the square root of 200. If you have that common power sheet that I posted last week, this is a really good time to look at that sheet because our goal is to pick a number that divides into 200 that is from that sheet. Use your calculator to help you. So I'm thinking about numbers that go into 200. And 200 is a pretty big number, so I'm probably going to use a pretty large number. So 4 divides into 200, 25 goes into 200. But another number that goes into 200 is 100. And 100 is a big perfect square. 100 times 2 makes 200. So this breaks down as the square root of 100, which is 10, and then we have the square root of 2. Remember, you want the largest perfect square. So working in that same column, just kind of going down, looking at number 9, this one has a square root around it. And I know when there's a square root with a fraction, we're supposed to separate them, thinking about the square root of 36 and the square root of 25. And then after you separate them, see if you can actually simplify it. So the square root of 36, that's a perfect square. That just becomes 6. The square root of 25 is also a perfect square, and that becomes 5. And that's our simplified answer. So 6 divided by 5. Don't write it as a decimal. Keep it as a fraction. All answers are fraction form or radical form. Looking right underneath, looking at number 12, doing exactly the same thing. So we have operation first. Well, here's a times sign, so we're going to do the multiplication part. 3 times 8 is 24. So the operation is multiplication. The next step after you perform the operation is to try and think of two numbers that go into 24. Well, 3 and 8, we just multiply them together, so we can't use that. But 4 and 6 also divide into 24. And the reason we're picking a 4 is because 4 is the perfect square that changes to 2, and then we have the square root of 6. So looking at the worksheet, there are 15 problems on it. You now have 3 of them done, and I did one of each type of problem that is on this worksheet. So your goal is to finish the rest of this worksheet and then upload it, submit it to this post. If you have questions, you can join us in the Zoom session tomorrow, Wednesday, or on Thursday. So there are 2 Zoom sessions on Wednesday and 2 Zoom sessions on Thursday this week. Have a great day.